in the ocean surfing, quickly you have to decide, am I going to take this wave or am I going to wait patiently on the possibility of a better wave?
Right.
Or the next wave after that? Or wait even longer for multiple waves? That's what the Golden State Warriors are doing. They are waiting for the next wave of free agency. But here's the problem, Big Ben. There are no 9-foot barrel waves out there in the free agent market.
No.
They're sitting in a kiddie pool of uncertainty. It is day 7 of free agency. They've signed 0 people. You know how much Magic Mind you have in the pantry? That is the same number of free agents the Warriors have signed in free agency.
It was not too long ago where the Warriors had set up a home where they were bringing in free agents. I think this is what they did to Durant, right? They brought him in the Hammies. Why are they not doing that now? I mean, there's got to be a place for the free agents to go. You want to get wine and dine. You want to feel like you're a part of the team. What happened?
Part of it's the new collective bargaining agreement where you can't just stack all these contracts without paying a hefty penalty. They've got Steph at, I don't know, 50 million. Jimmy's probably in the 40s. Dre's in the 30s. They don't have enough money to go after another marquee free agent. 1, and 2, this was the summer of the player opt-in. All the great free agents that were available, LeBron, Kyrie, Harden, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, they all opted in.
What about Dame?
He got cut.
Dame is Hampton worthy.
But are you going to sign him for a contract when he can't even play next year?
Yeah, good point.
I guess it depends on the contract, right?
Yeah, exactly. No money up front and no money in the first year, and then outlay an appropriate I mean, someone's got to. If you're Dame, I mean, what do you get when you're signed? Health insurance, maybe? I don't know. There's got to be some benefit for him being on a roster. That's the only wave I see. Back to your point, that's the only wave any wave that could be rideable in terms of rideable to the playoffs or to improvement in the team.
It's day 7. They lost Kayvon Looney, their center. He played the non-Draymond minutes. You might laugh that I'm saying they lost Kayvon Looney, but they need another center. Brooke Lopez to the Clippers. Mason Plumlee to the Hornets. Al Horford is really the only center available, and the fact that he's not signing means he's either got other offers or he might actually retire.
There is a center desert. I saw a trade where the Pacers went and got the third string guy from the Grizzlies because they had a hole. And so the day of people being Steven Adams isn't really the right guy. Anyone would take Steven Adams right now if he were available. Yeah. They were a clone of. Centers are scarce, and I think after seeing Hartenstein play the way he did and the value he brought to the Thunder, I think a lot of people like the idea of kind of the big guy that can maybe make a couple threes a game, but still provide some presence and down low. Gosh, I wish I could remember his name.
I wish you were a free agent. You'd make some good money this year.
No, I'm 6'6". A couple more inches than I would.
So Warriors are waiting on Horford. Okay.
Waiting on Horford.
One piece. The other piece is Jonathan Kuminga. He thinks he's worth 20 to 25 million per year. They sent him an offer at 7.5. No one is offering him, so he's just sitting on the roster. They're saying the Kings, the Wizards, the Heat may be interested in him. But even if you sign and trade, what are you getting in return from the Kings, the Wizards, and the Heat? So the Warriors are in the same position that they were last year, minus Looney, Neighbor, Horford. They are a 4 to 7 seed they can win in the first round, depending on the matchup and injuries, maybe get to the Western Conference Finals. And Steph only has, 2-3 years at his prime? They need to find someone to transition this franchise.
Go back to the ride the wave. You're there's this anxiety in you where you're I got to get a wave. I can't just come out here and just sit there, bob around. I got to go ride something. But when there's nothing to ride, literally nothing, you might as well go get your boogie board and just try to make it work. The Warrior anxiety, the Bay Area, after what happened with Draymond, Durant, Curry, just Clay, there's still this championship. You're trying to hold on to that pedigree, and it's just not around anymore. It's not.
They're no longer surfing Mavericks in Santa Cruz. They're at the YMCA in the kiddie pool.
They're at one of those fake wave pools. elbowing other people to try to get on a wave. It's a mess. The NBA we need to reevaluate the NBA and how much we cover it.
Yes, and you need to reevaluate how often you listen to this pod. Hello, and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week, we broadcast live on YouTube. More of an audio podcast person. We got you covered anywhere you get your audio podcast. Download, listen, subscribe, 5 stars. If you're watching this live or on demand, drop your comments. We'll respond even if you're trolling us. I'm K-Win. He's Big Ben. We talked about the Warriors, free agency. We talk a little Skenes. We'll talk a little MLB standings. Who's a fraud? Who's not? We might ramble a little bit because we're in that dead period of sports right now.
Let's talk Skenes. If you're this organization, do you trade this player? If you're the Pittsburgh Pirates, do you trade Skenes? In my
the banter we had on text was, who will get traded first, Skenes or LeBron James? Because there's all these headlines talking about LeBron James wants to win.
Agree, but look at LeBron's 40. His window of productivity is very small. Not saying he couldn't be productive into his 50s, sure, if he wants to stick around that long. But you go get Skenes, you got a guy that's just, one, he's got the work ethic, two, he's going to be great, and he's going to be good for a long time. That's a certainty, at least from what I've seen, from what everyone else has seen. So if you're are we talking about if you're the Pittsburgh Pirates and you're the LA Lakers, what happens first?
Yeah, we're just talking about, these are two things. One's NBA player, one's an MLB. Knowing the Lakers situation, they want to win now with Luka. LeBron's got an expiring contract. Skenes is a young phenom. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in the NL Central toilet seat. And if it wasn't for the Rockies, they'd be the worst team in the National League. If it wasn't for the A's, they'd be the worst team in all of Major League Baseball. Who will get traded first?
Well, LeBron calls his own shots. We know that. So if he wanted to get traded tomorrow, he'd get traded. I think Skenes actually gets traded. I had a stat for you, K-Win. 13 starts. He's allowed 15 runs. In those starts, he went 1-5. My buddy Madden says it sounds like Felix Hernandez.
Wow. Yeah.
And that is a comp right there. Felix was a wonderful pitcher, just in the wrong market at the wrong time, never made the playoffs, and he'll be forgotten that much quicker. If you're Skenes, you got to go to a big market. Pittsburgh is Terry Bradshaw, Big Ben, Sidney Crosby, all these guys that you forget they won NFL championships. But you also look at, I got another comp for you, Russell Wilson. Russell didn't fit in Pittsburgh. Ciara didn't fit in Pittsburgh. They fit in New York. Skenes does not fit in Pittsburgh, and Livy Dunn does not. Livy Dunn's a 15 on a scale of 1 to 10 in Pittsburgh. It's outrageous. They need to get somewhere
big market.
Big market. They need to get somewhere where they can win and win now. Get out of the Midwest kind of.
They need to go to the coast, either the West Coast or the East Coast, like New York, the Yankees, the Mets, or even the Dodgers, the Padres, maybe the Giants.
Maybe the Giants. I like the Mets though. I could see him at the Mets, kind of this anti-New York kind of feel. Let's go out and beat them. I like Skenes. I think he gets traded first because what you're going to get in return is massive. And the Pittsburgh needs all the help they can get. Skenes isn't going to get it done for them. They need so much beyond that.
I got some stats for you too. So he's pitched 133 innings last year, and he was 11-3 with 170 strikeouts. So far this year, he's pitched 116 innings. He's 4-7. He has the exact same ERA. He just can't win. And it's because of the Pirates' offense is so bad. They're 26th in average. They are dead last in home runs. They are 29th in runs scored. Big Ben, they have 61 home runs. Cal Raleigh and Polanco are going to hit more home runs than the Pittsburgh Pirates this year.
And that's where you go to be forgotten. Like I said, Felix had a phenomenal career, but he's easily forgettable because he didn't make it to the postseason. And anyone outside of Seattle is not really going to remember his name. The same thing would happen to Paul Skenes if he stuck around in Pittsburgh.
But here's why they won't trade him. LeBron will get traded first. Skenes is in year 2 of his contract. He's got to play 6 years before he's a free agent. I think the Pirates are just going to milk this a little bit more because the last time they traded a number 1 overall pick stud pitcher, it was Garrett Cole.
Ooh.
I think it was in 2018. Look who they got back. Joe Musgrave. He's on the pod. He's hurt. 46 and 45 career stats. 1 All-Star game. Colin Moran, third base, first baseman. Last time he played Major League Baseball was 2022. They also got Michael Felix, a pitcher. The last time he played Major League Baseball was 2021. And Jason Martin, the last time he played Major League Baseball was 2021. So like 4 years later, they got 3 players that are out of baseball. So I think they'll sit on Skenes for a little bit more, and LeBron will get traded. Here's the scenario. The Lakers are building for Luka, not LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they get closer towards trade deadline and the Lakers are like a 5 through 9 seed, it's going to be very tempting to get rid of LeBron and his expiring contract. Let's be honest, the Lakers did not get better. DeAndre Ayton is not a rim runner. He doesn't shoot the ball. And listen to this stat. Over the last 3 years, he shoots less than 3 free throws per game. It's only a matter of time before he's out.
He's Wildcat soft. LeBron's going to have to create the idea, or you're going to have to make it his idea, right? Like bring him like, hey, what if we got you? It'd be better for Bronny to go to school here, or not Bronny, excuse me, but Bronny to maybe play with this organization. Or there's more opportunity for Bronny. Like create a narrative that LeBron's going to get on board.
You think Bronny goes with him?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He leaves Bronny.
You can't leave Bronny. The Bronny would never play again. He'd never see the floor. Come on. You believe that with that? No.
Package deal.
Absolutely. Package deal. Like that's the only, because I think if you're a fan, a Lakers fan, and you get rid of LeBron and whatever you get in return doesn't work out, like that will be.
But look at the flip side of it. He's an expiring contract. He's either going to retire or move on from the Lakers at the end of next season. So it really doesn't matter what you get in return as long as you get something.
I can see both sides of it. I just don't see a world where LeBron leaves not on his own accord, creating
he's orchestrating this trade. Like, he's got to be. Well, he's got a no trade clause too.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. Like he's no one's pulling the strings other than LeBron. Like LeBron's gonna like the only person that knows if LeBron's gonna get traded is LeBron. Yeah. And the only way I think he gets traded is not necessarily on what opportunity it brings him. I think it's what it brings his son. Like point blank. You do it first, kid. Enough. What are we looking at? Playoff race?
Playoff race or Cags home run watch?
Ooh, let's go Cags home run watch real quick.
Okay. So we have a bet. Jack Caglianone, the Royals sensation out of Florida. I was on this podcast several weeks ago, and I said he would hit between 15 and 24 home runs. And I win a new Kansas City Royals hat. You said he'd hit under or over. If you're right, you win a Kansas City Royals hat. So where are we in the Cags home run watch?
Deuce.
In 108 bats, he's got 2 home runs.
Ooh.
Now, you would think this is bad, you Big Ben and all you listeners, but he actually is performing at a high level in the Kansas City Royals. The Royals outfield has hit 8 home runs in 669 at bats, which
don't bring me. It's all relative.
1.4 home runs for every 100 at bats. Cags is at 2 home runs for every 100 at bats. So I'm saying this, Big Ben. He should stay up despite his scuffle because the Royals outfield
so now you're
the Royals offense is that bad. So I think I still have an opportunity, is what I'm saying. Cags is going to get hot.
I saw Randy Arozarena hit 3 home runs and 5 at bats. Like Cags is nowhere close to being ready. He goes out of the zone. You're a golfer, right? The guy's like, wow, you can hit it a country mile 1 out of every 8 times. Like it's similar to that. Like Cags can't pull it together and he was brought up for his power, right? So they expect that output. They also expected him to unseat Pasquantino, and that's probably not going to happen. I was hoping Cags actually stuck on fire where they unseat Pasquantino and Pasquantino would come to the M's. I would love that.
July 7th. He only has 100 bats in the big leagues.
Oh, come on. You and I could get 100 ABs and probably poke 2 home runs over the fence.
He's going to make adjustments. He's going to catch some bad pitching, and he's going to run into some slump busters on the Braves. Here, I'm breaking it down for you right now.
When's he go to Milwaukee next?
This is what we need. He's got 72 games to hit 13 home runs, Big Ben. So I need 5 in July. That will get me to 7. I need 4 in August. That will get me to 11. And then I need 4 in September. That will get me to 15. Come on, baby. Get hot, Cags.
Gosh.
You want to double down? Can I tease
it? Easy.
Can I tease it?
No. I already picked out a couple hats I like.
Full Royals uni.
I already picked George Brett signed.
Oh, you already picked the hat out. You're about to get jinxed.
No, I picked 3 and I was going to send you a couple, but I didn't. So I didn't get jinxed. Nope. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go to, this is what I love to talk about this time of year. So you have the wild card standings, right? You get 3 teams that are in, along with the division leaders. I love the parity in the National League. I think you can write off maybe 5 teams at this point, but still everyone's in and around. I want your take on this. I think there's 4 teams that are solid. Cubbies, Phillies, Mets, and Dodgers.
Solid for like making the playoffs?
Solid, yeah. Like they're going to be in and around.
Okay. You said Phillies, Mets, Cubs, Dodgers. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that.
From there, I really don't know. Like Pods, Giants.
So 3 of those teams are going to win the division, and then in the East, it's going to be the Phillies or the Mets.
Yeah, the East is so bad beyond the Phillies and Mets. It's horrible, atrocious. So they're going to beat up.
What I think you're saying is there's only 2 wild card spots left.
Yes, and then so you got the Pods, the Giants, the Brewers. The Central's kind of down again, but again,
Cardinals are playing well.
Cardinals are playing well, but I always look at momentum, like how are they going in? And like no team has won more than 7 games in the last 10, and no team has lost more than like 6. So everyone's just, there's no real horses. There's no lead horse in the race. My question to you is, who of the remainder would you bet on to place and show? Meaning
Giants are getting hot. Hear me out. Devers, he's still making adjustments like Cags. He is going to pick up that offense. Chapman's back off the DL. Adames can't hit any worse than he did in the first half. So I think the Giants get going. Verlander was banged up a little bit. I feel like that crafty old veteran will get it going. I'm going Giants. I'm going Cardinals. And then I will go, I guess, Mets.
Okay.
I think the Giants will play the Padres, and they'll play in the NL West, and it's a hard NL West, so I don't think the NL West gets 3 teams in the playoffs.
That was my question. Do they get 3? No. They beat them up? They beat up on each other too much?
Yeah.
AL. Toronto leading the East. 9-1 in their last 10. Detroit 7-3. Detroit's for real.
Oh, yeah.
Skubal, Seattle U guy.
They might be the best team in baseball.
They might be. They might be. Detroit Rock City. And then Houston. I actually appreciate that Houston's doing well, because the idea is the Mariners have always been like, you can't just fall back on the wild card. It's like, no, we got to go try to get the division, right? We want to actually play a home playoff series in this century. So we got to go after the Astros. Astros are 7-3 in their last, same with the Mariners in the last 10. But they've been one of the better teams in baseball over the last month and a half. Brings me to the Yankees and Tampa Bay, both 3-7 in their last 10. Who's going to catch them amongst? Because I don't see 3 AL East teams getting in.
No, and then the Red Sox are 1-2 games out, so there's no way. There's a league winner and then 3 AL East teams. No chance.
No chance. So who do you have?
I know we are a West Coast pod, but I'm going Rangers.
That's who I was going to say.
Rangers, Mariners, Rays. Yankees slide
away
out of the playoffs. They're not playing well. I still don't think they have any other hitting besides Judge. They don't play any defense. They need pitching. They need someone at third. they're giving up all these players that are producing, like, what is it, Torres or whatever his name is on the Tigers. He's great. I just don't think the Yankees have it in them.
You really?
Yeah.
You got Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay, since the last 2 months of the season, they're pitching, they're hitting, they're playing well. They've got those analytical things you don't even know who's on the team, and all of a sudden they're in the
playoffs. The call-ups are just people flying in and out. You're AAA one day, AA.
Two guys aren't hitting on this team, that team. They get waived. All of a sudden, they're like hitting third for Tampa.
I mean, that's one way to do it. I feel like the Mariners do that a lot too. They go out and pick up these DFA guys, and then they put them in the lineup. Everyone's like, "Who's this?" We didn't have any way to prepare for them. They go, 10 for 40 over the course of 10 games, and they're gone again. Yeah. Not a bad way.
Kind of like in basketball, they have the Heat culture. The Heat bring in these undrafted players or these guys that other people don't want, and then they produce. Tampa, they've got something going on there. Like, they consistently compete for the AL East and the wild card every year with players we've never heard of, and then the roster turns over every 2 to 3 years.
One team I didn't see was Toronto.
They're winning the East.
They are.
Yeah.
Red Sox. Some injuries. I don't think they recover from that trade.
No, I think they're stuck in rebuilding, and they want to rebuild. So I think they're going to throw out more of their younger players. And because of that, the players are going to try to do their best. But since they're young, I don't think that they're going to be able to compete.
Mariners dealing again. 3 straight shutouts. First time ever in franchise history. That's huge. That's momentum. That's like your offense ain't bringing. I think there was 3 straight shutouts and they won. I think the sum total was 4 runs to 0 runs. So like they didn't put up it's nice to win those games. I'm optimistic.
How you feeling about the Mariners offense?
I'm optimistic. And I say that because they ran out a lineup. See, every year I look up and I'm like, gosh, man, that is just ugly. You look at the averages and you're like, they ran out a lineup where I think everyone was hitting over 230. Okay. And it was like just baffled, right? Because we haven't had that in so long. But the idea that Cal Raleigh's doing what he's done, like if you walk into that clubhouse and you see Cal Raleigh hitting 30, what do we got? 36 dingers?
I think it's 35, 36.
36 dingers and has like 67 RBIs, and you're not fired up to go out there and win. Like that's. So I think they got guys that are like Williamson at third. I like first base is kind of a question. Luke Raley's a stud, but he's kind of just. We need a first baseman. If we got Pasquantino, we'd be playoff bound for sure.
We might be available.
I know, that's the thing. I was hoping we would trounce the Royals, and in fact, we'll see. I'm optimistic.
The other guy is Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. Put him at who's the DH? Can they put him at the DH?
Yeah, why not? I mean, or left.
Right-handed bat behind Raleigh.
Exactly. Well, Raleigh hits switch hits. The other thing though here is, we loved O'Hearn. Like going in, we're like, oh, the Baltimore Orioles are tanking. We love O'Hearn. All of a sudden, O'Hearn is an all-star.
Yeah, his price just went up.
Exactly. Boom. You're hoping it's kind of low key. We'd be able to get him. We'll see what the Mariners do. DePoto's always been a guy to kind of he'll make a splash. How big, we don't know. And how happy we will be, probably we won't know either. But if there's any year where it's like the narrative is you got one of the best players in baseball, maybe the MVP at this point, like go get him bats. Yeah. Justin Turner came out and he's like, the reason these guys fail is the investment from ownership is like, if you're going out and getting me, Justin Turner, saying this at the deadline, expecting me to take you in the playoffs, like you're doing it wrong. Go out and actually invest, and we'll see what happens.
I feel like a lot of times Seattle is just tricking their fans into thinking they're competing for a title. So they'll go get like Justin Turner. It's like, yeah, he's a good piece, but like, is he really going to? He's not the Justin Turner from like 8 years ago. So go out and get like Ozuna or O'Hearn. And I want to see them draft Ethan Holiday coming up in the next week.
Yeah.
Matt Holliday's youngest son. He's a third baseman. Like, could you imagine him in the big leagues in like 2 years?
I'd
Best third baseman since what's his name? Your boy Siegs. Kyle
Ooh,
Seager.
Siegs. I love Siegs. Yeah, Siegs a generational guy in Seattle. Just loved Seattle for whatever reason. We'll see what the organization too. I want to go back to what you said. Like, the ownership knows we're just going to show up anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
great
As long
fans.
as we get that taste. Yeah. It's like going to a house where like it's a beautiful house, everything you got, but the food's just okay. But you keep going back because the house is so nice. It's the same thing with the Mariners. Like, you go because the stadium's amazing. It's enjoyable. It's a great experience, blah, 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 blah. The game is secondary to probably 50% of the fans in there. Like 50% just they're there to get the pizza or whatever it is, or like, hang out in the center field. That's the issue. We don't have enough angry fans.
Mm-hmm.
We need more angry fans. We need the playbook from like the Yankees or Boston. How to be
Philly.
Yeah, call the airways. These guys suck. I'm gonna go piss on the owner's, doorstep. We need that. We need something like that, but we just don't. We're too nice.
And to double down on your analogy, it's like that restaurant at the beach with the pretty view at sunset, but the food is just awful and the service is bad, but you keep going back for the pretty view. The Seattle fans keep going back for the pretty view and the pretzels and the helmet nachos.
Helmet nachos. Where the best investment you can make, because you get to take the helmet home.
Yeah.
And the best investment you could make.
Do you have to write that off, that helmet, at tax season?
Have you ever played the hat game? Hat game. So I converted the helmet into a profitable enterprise.
Well, tell me more.
So the hat game is effectively, you have dollars, everyone has dollar bills. It's kind of weird.
This is when you're at the game.
At the game. So you get a group
Ethan
of guys.
was asking me about this and I forgot the game. Explain it to me.
A group of guys. Last time I went and did this, people were skeptical. I'm like, hey, bring dollar bills. You got to coordinate beforehand. People are like, dollar bills? That's, who brings dollar bills? So you bring enough dollar bills for everyone. They Venmo you and you kind of act as the bank just to make it easy. And then for every out you put in, for every single, $1. For every, say, double play, you put in $2. For every single someone hits, you take $1 out. And then for every double, you take $2. And this happened. And then 3. It's pretty self-explanatory at that point. But this happened one game. James Rehorn was with us.
Oh.
There were 3 runs hit that game. He had the hat all 3 of those times. So he cleared out.
So for our fans, I start off with a hat. I get a batter, put $1 in.
You just pass it in row and it comes back around. Yes.
And then once the pot is big and someone hits a home run like Rehorn.
Boom, cash in. The next time I played, nothing had happened nearly all game. I'm with some buddies. It's 4 of us. And so we're just passing it. And there's probably $50 just because nothing has literally happened. There hasn't been a home run. And then I create an extra rule. Grand slam, you clear the pot, but then you go get your not only your beverage of choice, but food of choice, funded by the crew. Wow. So sitting around 8th inning, I get the thing. And I go to my buddy, I go, you can buy this from me for $20. Bases are loaded. He's like, no, why would I do that? I go, well, there's 60 in here. You could win 60. Something big could happen. No, he doesn't. He waves me off. I think 2 pitches later, grand slam.
Oh.
Boom.
Was that Rehorn again?
No. That was, I think it was Bounds or Terrell waved me off. But it's a fun game. So full circle. You can take the helmet and make it into an enterprise.
The helmet's the bank.
The helmet is the bank.
We used to do that at Yankee Stadium. That was a fun game. I got to come up there and go to a game so we can play that.
You do. Come on up.
At BigBenKwin_. Follow us. Like our videos. Comment anywhere you get your social media at BigBenKwin_. That is TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're even doing shorts now, by the way. And also, don't forget, each week we broadcast live on YouTube. Check us out. And Spotify. We got the videos going. You should check us out either on YouTube or Spotify. If not, download, listen, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast. I'm K Win. He's Big Ben. And I have a plethora of bits coming next week.
Have you tried this? Does it work on Apple CarPlay? Whereas if you put, I got a new car. If I put video us in, is it playing on the screen?
If it's Spotify or YouTube, yeah.
Boom! That's awesome.
Boom.
That is awesome. My daughter will probably tell me to turn it off after 10 seconds, but at least we'll be up there for that time.
Increase our views.
I'll just watch it on repeat, drive around.
What is your definition of filthy rich?
When you can buy respect. Where you walk in and people go, I respect that guy. Why? Because he's filthy rich, right? No other. You don't have to do anything else. People are just, oh man, that guy's. I respect him. You can buy respect. That's mine.
My definition is having a plethora of Magic Minds. Jen and I are filthy rich with Magic Mind, the mental performance shop, who's also our sponsor, but they're not sponsoring this. This is just live feedback. I had to shake off the 4th of July cobwebs out of the office for a couple days, ripped the Magic Mind shop this morning. Podcast this evening, need a sharper, clearer mind, did another Magic Mind. We have a full pack in the fridge. I lost count in the pantry. We are filthy rich in Magic Mind.
I told you, this is a Ponzi scheme. I am at the very bottom. I get nothing. I get one little thing of the good night stuff that just keeps me up. It doesn't even work.
You have the 5-tool hat you're wearing right now. I don't have one. I'd much rather have that. Hey, I will send you a pack of Magic Mind for a 5-tool hat.
Deal.
7. No, I'm being serious.
Deal. They're stretchy. I got one for you right here. Hold on. It's crimson.
Perfect.
Oh, it's Santa Clara.
I'm serious.
Santa Clara Broncos.
I'm going to send you Magic Mind.
No, it's how many packs?
And you know what?
How many packs?
I can give it away because I'm filthy rich.
If you're watching a pitcher, where's the worst place you can sit in the stadium? Directly behind him.
In center field?
Yes. That's where I was, watching Skenes. I did observe his warm-up, so...
You need to have those cameras like the Astros so you can kind of see what the catcher's throwing.
I could have relayed some signals.
Yeah.
I did see his warm-up, though. And Paul Skenes...
Center field, there's a beer garden in Seattle. There's no seats.
No, it's elevated above. You get to look down on all those in the pen, they call it. Yeah. But you're elevated up, and generally it's just people with kids letting them run around. But I did see Skenes in his warm-up, and this impressed me. Have you ever seen those hydro things? Like, say the water moves in order to create. So he has this on his back, and he's doing this.
Like a core workout.
Yeah. But like just simulating before he goes out and throws. He looked like Scuba Steve. You ever seen Scuba Steve? Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, yeah.
Oh, Scuba Steve. Skenes is a character. I'll have he threw cheddar. They still lost 1-0.
Okay.
Wait. I had Dippin' Dots. You ever had Dippin' Dots?
Not in a long time.
Dippin' Dots are
still good?
No, they're horrible. They're a gimmick. Don't even taste like ice cream. Brutal.